Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Foreclosure Help 777, where we talk about everything foreclosure related. Today we're going to give an quick update on Carrington's case. As you know, he's in New York. He's been fighting his foreclosure for 16 years in the state court. He recently filed a federal action, and now what he's going to do, or what he's done actually, is he filed a notice of removal for his state court to federal court as well. So let's take a look at that. Let's see here. This is the NICEF docket here. And this is case number 11234, 2009, Wells Fargo Bank, N.A. versus William Carrington. And if you look, the last thing filed is Doc 177, notice of removal. Today's date, 11/7/24. Let's look at the notice of removal, shall we? Okay, this is his notice of removal to the Clerk of Court of the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York. Defendant William Carrington, pro se, hereby gives notice of the removal of this case from the Kings County Supreme Court, County of Kings, State of New York, to the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York, pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1441 and 1446. In support of this notice of removal, defendant respectfully states as follows. Grounds for removal. The court has jurisdiction over this case pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1441 because the case involves federal questions arising out of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA, Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO, fraud, and other federal claims. Additionally, there is a diversity jurisdiction under 28 U.S.C. 1332. The amount exceeds $75,000, and the defendant is a resident of New York, and the plaintiff is a corporation with its principal place of business in another state. State court action. This action was commenced in the Supreme Court of the County of Kings State Court under index number 11234, 2009 on May 7, 2009. The plaintiff is Wells Fargo Bank, N.A. as trustee for the Soundview Home Loan Trust 2007 OPT1, care of PHH Mortgage Corporation, and the defendant is William Carrington. Nature of action. This case involves a foreclosure action initiated by plaintiff in the state court, which has been ongoing for 16 years. The primary issues in this case include fraud, forgery, and other claims related to the execution of documents used in the foreclosure process, mortgage foreclosure process. Federal jurisdiction. This court has original jurisdiction over the matter pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1331 because the complaint raises federal questions under the FDCPA, RICO, fraud, forgery, and counterfeiting. Specifically, defendant's federal lawsuit under case number 124CV07575, filed in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York, alleges that the plaintiff, PHH Mortgage Corporation, and its counsel, Ronald Park of Henshaw and Culbertson, engaged in fraudulent conduct, forgery of the promissory notes, and other federal violations. Related federal action. On October 31st, defendant William Carrington filed a federal lawsuit, and there's a case number again, in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York. The federal case involves claims under RICO, FDCPA, fraud, forgery, and counterfeiting of the promissory note, as well as violations of TELA, Reg Z, wrongful foreclosure, and other claims related to the actions of PHH Mortgage Corporation and its attorney, Ronald Park. The state court case is directly related to these claims. Removal beyond 30 days. Although this notice of removal is filed beyond the 30-day period set forth in 28 U.S.C. 1446b, defendant submits that this case is now removable because of the new federal claims raised in defendant's recently filed federal complaint. And then there's the case number. Involves significant issues of federal question jurisdiction under RICO, the FDCPA, fraud, and forgery. These federal claims were not apparent or discoverable at the time the state court action was initiated, but became apparent upon filing the federal complaint on October 31st, 2024. Therefore, pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1446b, defendant is filing this notice of removal within 30 days of discovering the case is now removable based on newly asserted federal claims. Venue. Venue is proper in this court under 28 U.S.C. 1441 because the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York is the federal jurisdiction district where the state court actions pending. Notice to state court. Upon filing this notice of removal with the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York, defendant will promptly notify the Supreme Court of Kings County, State of New York, and all parties involved of the removal of this action to federal court. Exhibits. As required by 28 U.S.C. 1446A, defendant attaches the following documents as exhibits to this notice of removal. Exhibit A is a detailed index or summary of all of the records listed in chronological order as shown on the state court docket. Exhibit B is brief descriptions of the most important documents, motions, exhibits, and orders that demonstrate the federal claims in the related federal case. Wherefore, defendant William Carrington respectfully requests that the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York accept this notice of removal, remove this case from the Kings County Supreme Court, and assume jurisdiction over this action. Respectfully submitted. And he did sign it, and it's dated, and he did the certificate of service to the other side. Let's take a look at the exhibit cover sheet for A, the index. And this is what he attached to his notice to removal, Exhibit A, which is the index of all of his cases. It has the filing date and what it is. As you can see, the actual complaint was filed on 5/7/09. And you can see how this case has been going on through the years. This is only page 2, page 3, from 2015 going on down to 2019 here. And then page 4 from 2019 to 2024 here. And then this is another docket from a different side of NYSEF that shows more detailed information starting from 2022 here. Notice of appearance, as you can see here, 2024. A lot of stuff happened in 2024, huh? As you can see here, all these things happen in 2024. Exhibits, exhibits, exhibits. Fraud on the court as well. Let's see, keep going down. Yeah, I guess 2024 was a year of filing motions. Check this out. All the way to the end. Let's just go to the end. You guys get the idea of how many docket entries there are here under Carrington's case. Let's go all the way to the end. See what the end says. All the way to the end. Okay. As you can see at the end, it shows 176, which actually is a copy of the federal complaint that he filed and a judicial notice that he filed, letting them know that he did this, that he filed it. But let's take a look at the docket as well now, what it looks like. If you look at the docket now, you'll see it says here, notice of removal. You see that? Docket 177. So he's already notified them that he's removed it. And it has been removed. So it's no longer in state court. State court no longer has jurisdiction over this matter. It's all in federal now. So let's take a look at his Exhibit B cover pages real quick so you can see what that looks like. Exhibit B. Exhibit B1 through B21. Descriptions of important documents, motions, and exhibits that demonstrate the federal claims, cross-reference with Exhibit A, which we just went over, the docket list, which lists the entire state court docket. And you can see Exhibit B1 is the last thing that he filed, the judicial notice with the federal complaint. See Exhibit A, page 24. And it gives a brief description when it was filed, what document number it is, a description, and what federal relevance it is. And then let's go to the next one real quick. B2, the foreclosure complaint, Doc 1. That was filed on May 7, 2009. See Exhibit A, page 2, description. This is the initial foreclosure complaint filed by Wells Fargo Bank N.A. as trustee for the Soundview Home Loan Trust, OPT1, care of PHH Mortgage, formerly Aquin, against William Carrington, initiating the foreclosure action in the Kings County Supreme Court. Federal relevance. This document marks the start of the 16-year legal battle and directly relates to the fraud, forgery, and wrongful foreclosure claims raised in the related federal case. The complaint alleges default and non-payment without addressing the fraudulent and possibly forged documents at the core of Carrington's federal RICO and FDCPA claims. And so he's pretty much made these cover pages for each exhibit, so it supports his federal claims. He also submitted his answers and counterclaims. He also attached a copy of his exhibit where the appeal was reversed. His exhibit, his motion to dismiss, which was largely ignored. Document B6, which is document 17, exhibit 1, which shows the SEMA notes being forged. The next one, document B7, is doc 58, which also shows two more SEMA notes. Yeah, two more, so it's 3 altogether. Judicial notice, this is when he points out the fraud on the court, which the court ignored. The motion in limine, which we pointed out all the fraudulent documents they're trying to use to foreclose. Exhibit B10 is Exhibit A1, the SEMA note. Again, part of the motion in limine. Another SEMA note, part of the motion in limine. Another SEMA note, part of the motion in limine. Close-up inspection, which is part of the motion in limine, which shows the different signatures all on one page. The assignment of mortgage, which shows it's defective because it has the wrong information on it. Correction, assignment of mortgage, again, it has the wrong information on it. They can't use assignment that has wrong information on it. His motion to challenge authority. His Freedom of Information Act request about the status of the trust. Freedom of Information Act, the response. Freedom of Information Act response and Form 15. And then you got the Federal Truth in Lending Disclosure, which has inaccurate information on it. And that's all his exhibits that he attached to his notice of removal. Okay, guys, if you have any questions about his notice of removal, and questions or comments or anything, you can leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them. Hope everybody has a blessed day, and thanks for watching.